Most of us listen to the same radio station. You surprised at that? Most of us listen to the same radio station, Wiifm. What's in it for me? Right? Wiifm. What's in it for me? And that's the way most people operate, you know. Yesterday we started off with a discussion on wealth and stuff. And we hear Jesus continuing with this idea of wealth and stuff and how this becomes a block to us for getting into heaven. He even goes so far as to say it's easier for a camel to get through the eye of a needle than it is for a rich person to get into heaven. And frankly, based on a world standard, we're all rich. Compared to the majority of the people in the world, we're all rich. So we all kind of fall into that. There's arguments over whether the word camel is actually properly translated, that maybe it should be rope. But I don't know about you, but I don't think a rope can go through an eye of a needle either. So I don't even think that's an argument to be had. But of course, Bible scholars have to keep themselves busy, so they look at things like that. But Peter asks a question. He asked that question, what's in it for us? What's in it for us? We gave up everything. Okay, we've talked about possessions, but what is giving up everything? One of our doctors of the church, St. Thomas Aquinas, said there are 4 things that keep us out of heaven. He calls them the 4 P's. Possession is one, possessions, power, pleasure, and prestige. All 4 of those things are things that keep us out of heaven because he calls them the intoxicants, the things that woo us away from God because we're pursuing those rather than pursuing God. And that God is the thing that we need to be pursuing, not power, pleasure, prestige, and position and possessions. Is what Peter asks unreasonable? No. Think about it. They did give up everything. Several of them gave up businesses. Think about it. Peter and his family had a thriving, we think, fishing business. Matthew was a tax collector. He was wealthy. He had it made. And so, yes, they do literally give up everything. The Christians of the time will go on to give up everything. Not just the stuff that I talked about yesterday, the stuff that they own, but they'll give up their very lives. All but one of the disciples will be tortured to death. John survives. But Christians will continue to be persecuted for 300 years. And we think it's tough being a Christian today. It ain't nothing like it was during the first 300 years. So my brothers and sisters, we are called by Christ today to give up all those things that distract us from him, that pull our attention away from him, to stop praying over our cell phones and start praying to him, to start looking to him for guidance in this period of this time in the world when there are so many distractions and so many of those P's to take us away. Amen? Amen.